perspective, I feel like, there's a different kind of relationship you have with your grandma more than you do with anyone else. And I feel like grandma was someone who was always there for me. She was 5 minutes down the road. She was everywhere in my life. And, even up until a couple of days ago, she was always looking out for me, and she was always here, always talking to me, trying to call me. With me getting more busy in my life, it just, it became harder for me to see her. But even then, she made a lot of efforts to try to reach out to me, try to go and, even go on little trips to go grocery shopping or whatever. So I think no matter what, she always had the best interest in mind for everyone around her. And I think, the number one thing I feel with my grandma is that she just is deeply one of the most selfless people I've ever met. She really put a lot of thought into, just how she, cared for everyone, and just everything that she did. She had so many little things that she would do to show you how much she appreciated you and how much she loved you. I can't even tell you how many gifts she would give me just to show, just like I'm not even like I'm asking or like anything. She would just come by just to say, hey, I have this sweater I got you, these box of supplies or whatever. She would just always have something every time I saw her to kind of show that, she was thinking about me, and she really was trying to look out for me and trying to see the best in me. And even up until, her last couple days, it's like I didn't even find out about anything going on until, my mom called me and texted me, telling me kind of, what she's gonna go through, like the procedure and everything. And it's like, in a way, I feel like she really was trying to protect me and just making sure I'm not worried about her, because I feel like she didn't want people to think of her in a way that was negative, or she didn't want her, people to look at her and think that, like she's suffering or whatever. I think she wanted everyone to know, things are gonna be all right. And, I think that that's something that I really just want to, keep in mind as I'm going along with my life. And I really want to, after all of this, it still feels just very unreal to me. It's been only, a week and a half. And I think that's partially why, I haven't really come to terms with everything yet. It's like, I feel like I can still call and text her. I know that's not really an option, but, I think, I went today to go pick up clothes or whatever to wear, and it's like, I didn't really prepare in that regard. Obviously my speech I didn't write or anything, so, I'm just really flying by, whatever I got right now. But, I just think it's a lot for me to really, process these things. And I really want, the thing I really want to go and kind of emphasize with her is that, there's really something that I feel is true about all of this, is that, she's death, it might be the end of a life, but it's really not the end of a relationship. And I feel like with my grandma, there's so many values she taught me, so many things that, are just ingrained in me as a person, because she was, she really just had a lot of good morals and a lot of good values about life, and she really just wanted people to be the best that they could. And she always was there motivating everyone and rooting them on in any way that she could. And I really want, I want to continue that for her. And I want her to know that, she's always going to be there in my mind. And, I feel like you've noticed signs, you see things as you go on with your life. And I think that, I feel like even now she's still here for me, and she's always going to be. So, yeah, I love her, and I'm gonna miss her, but I know, this isn't the end, and I will see her again at some point, so. Yeah, I guess that wraps it up, but thank you. I just wanted to say a few words.